Good morning and thank you for joining us for State of Texas In Depth. I'm Josh Hinkle. This week there were several big developments affecting the border and colleges here in Texas. Later we'll take a closer look at the future of higher education as UT Regents named the next chancellor. First, while Texans wait for the feds to come through, they plan to send National Guard troops to act as a force multiplier. It's important to know that you're paying for it too. We learned that the Department of Public Safety presence on the border has cost taxpayers $5.8 million to date. National Guard troops are expected to cost some $12 million per month. And as KXAN's Kevin Schwaller explains, the border security surge has no definitive timeline to end.
The director of the Department of Public Safety says this is supposed to deter people from crossing illegally and to help secure a porous border.
The mission is to deny the Mexican cartels unfettered access and transnational gangs and criminal aliens between the ports of entry.
When I came to the session,
some members of this Texas House committee pressed DPS Director Steve McCraw for how long the surge on the border will last.
Hopefully until there's no need for it, and I think my understanding is until January.
Still, McCraw says the surge could last longer. He suggested the goal should be to get border apprehensions down in the area DPS is focusing its efforts. McCraw says the first week of the surge saw 6,000 apprehensions of undocumented immigrants. The numbers have since dropped to 3,600. His goal is to get the numbers to 2,000 apprehensions per week.
And we have to make a choice as to what we're going to do on the border in a long-term sense so we can be more intelligent with spending of the dollar.
And for that, we may have to wait until January, when the legislature is back in session. In Austin, Kevin Schwaller, KXAN News.
One thing we did learn this week, the plan to send National Guard troops to the Rio Grande didn't come from one of the state's top law enforcement officials.
Didn't make the recommendation to use the National Guard, but I can tell you we certainly can use the National Guard, and it certainly will provide tremendous value to us.
Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw didn't say where that recommendation came from. But the tough stance may have helped Governor Perry surge in Republican presidential polls. These are the latest numbers from Fox News. Perry is tied with Jeb Bush for first at 12%. Rand Paul and Chris Christie aren't far behind, though. But Perry's numbers are on the up from 5 points in April. Senator Ted Cruz is a few points behind with 9% support among potential Republican candidates. Still ahead on State of Texas In Depth, an admiral is about to take the reins at Texas' largest university system. What could William McRaven face as UT's new chancellor? Next on State of Texas In Depth.